Hey everybody, welcome to my baking video today. So this is the first video of a series that the Environment Portfolio is going to be bringing you guys. So we're going to be releasing a series of cooking videos or recipe videos every week, which are going to just be recipes that don't contain meat or dairy, so they're going to be a bit more of a sustainable option for everybody. And seeing as we've all got a lot of time on our hands at the moment, it's going to be hopefully a good opportunity for everybody to experiment a little bit and try some new food or dishes that they haven't tried before. So today we're going to be making a no-bake vegan lemon slice. So it's going to be really convenient for everybody, especially if you don't have an oven in your lodge room, and it's also going to be vegan. So it is going to be a bit of a different consistency to a normal lemon slice, but it's really yummy. So yeah, first up I'm going to be just telling you guys what ingredients we're using today. So for the base, we're going to be using any sort of plain biscuit that you like. I'm going to be using Hobnobs. They're just like a wheat biscuit that are really nice, but anything like digestives work as well, and any like arrowroot biscuit or any just plain biscuit that you like or have hanging around, feel free to use that instead. We're also going to be using sweet condensed coconut milk or coconut cream, whatever you find. This one I find in the Asian food section in Woolworths, but if you can't find that one, just use coconut milk or coconut cream. I've used it before and it works fine. Just add it a bit by bit instead to make sure the consistency is what we want. And then we're going to use 1.5 cups of desiccated coconut. And then I've got 2 lemons today. I like it pretty lemony, so I'll probably use like 1.5, but if you don't, just use 1. Yep, so then for the frosting, we are going to be using this vegan white chocolate. This one is at Coles in Civic. It's the Sweet William brand. It's dairy-free, nut-free, but feel free to use whatever other chocolate you want. Even if you don't have vegan chocolate, just make do with what you've got. Don't want to waste food. Then we're also just going to be using vegan butter. I'm just using this dairy-free spread, so anything like Nuttelex works as well. And then a little bit of soy milk or any other plant-based milk you have. Then we're going to be using 3 cups of icing sugar and a little bit of vanilla essence. Equipment-wise, you will need some sort, because it's no bake, it doesn't really matter if you don't have a tray, but feel free to use a tray like this if you want, or any baking tray which has a little, like, couple inches of depth to it. I'm probably just going to use this container because it can just set in the fridge and then stay in this container for as long as I want it to, and I don't have to wash up a tray basically. Just a mixing bowl. We're going to also be using a little saucepan to melt the white chocolate, and then also I'm going to use a blender because I don't have a food processor, but if you don't have a blender or a food processor, there is a way around it, so don't worry, we can get to that when we have to crush up the biscuits. Okay, so first step is just line your tray or container with baking paper and put that to the side. And then we're going to be crushing up the biscuits because these are going to form our base. So all up you want about 400 grams. These are 300 grams each, so I'm just going to use this and a little bit of this one. So I'll quickly do that in the blender. If you're using a blender, do it a few biscuits at a time, otherwise it won't be able to handle it. So I'm going to quickly do that and then I'll show you guys what the consistency should look like. Okay, cool. So after blending the biscuits, you want them to be sort of a fine crumb like this. It's okay if there's some chunky bits in there. If there are any big pieces, just break it up with your fingers. It's pretty easy. They're quite crumbly. So if you don't have a blender or food processor, I'll quickly show you what you can do. It's a bit more time consuming, but worth it in my opinion. So I'll just switch the camera around. Okay, so this might be a little bit crazy, but it works. This is just a demo, so I'll just break up the biscuits into smaller pieces like so with the back of a knife or anything like that, and then just get anything to like crush on. biscuits. They're not going to be as fine as a crumb as if you were to use a blender or a food processor, but I have used this method many times and it still is delicious once you mix everything together. So yeah, anything like that would work. Okay, so next up we're going to be doing our lemons. So what I'm going to do is just quickly wash them, and then I'm going to just use a grater to get the zest. When you are zesting, try not to get any of the white bits and just get the very outer edge of the skin. And then I'm just going to juice them. I don't have an actual juicer, so I'm just going to use my hands and a sift to get all the seeds out. So yeah, I'll show you what that looks like in a sec. Okay, cool. So now we have the lemon zest and we have our lemon juice. So this is about 1.5 lemons. So what you're going to do is just pour that into the mixture with your crumbed biscuit. Just mix it all together. With the lemon juice, if you're not sure how much you like with like the strength of the lemon taste, just add like half of it or 3/4, and then you can always add the rest to taste as we go. Alright, so next we're just going to add the 1.5 cups of desiccated coconut, half, and we're just going to mix that all together now. So it's going to be quite thick. Oh, sorry guys, I forgot to add the condensed coconut milk. Just add that in with all the rest of that stuff. Okay, cool. So now we're just mixing all of that together. It's pretty thick, so if you do want to use your hands, go ahead. It can be a little bit easier. I'm using just a wooden spoon otherwise. If you did want to make this like a bit more of a fancier base, you can always add like crumbed macadamia nuts. I'm not today, but it is a good mix because it's just with like the lemon and the white chocolate, and it's pretty delicious. So feel free to do that if you've got them around. Now that this is all sort of mixed together as one sort of thick paste, we're just going to pop that into the container or tray. Alrighty, so I've just spread this into the container. Just try and spread it out as evenly as you can into all of the corners and as flat as you can. I was really happy with how lemony it was, but before you do put it in here, just taste it and see if you want to add any more lemon juice to it or any more coconut or anything else you thought it might need. So once we're done with this, we're just going to put that in the fridge and get onto the frosting. Alright guys, so now we're onto the icing. So you'll want to get 60 grams of melted butter. Just pour that into a mixing bowl and we're just going to whisk this. Now, if you have a mixer, I definitely recommend using this. It's going to make the frosting a lot fluffier. However, I do not have one in my new apartment, so I'm going to be doing a DIY today. Alright, now I'm just going to start adding our icing sugar. So I've got 3 cups here, so just add about 1 cup at a time. And every time you do add some, just add about a tablespoon of your soy milk or whatever other milk you are using. There we go. And we're just going to keep mixing this slowly and slowly. If you aren't using an electric mixer, it's going to look a bit gross and curdly at the start, but just keep stirring. I'm going to add just a dash of vanilla essence. Okay. And I'm just going to mix that together. If you're using an electric mixer, just keep beating this through until it's nice and fluffy. Mine's looking like this at the moment, so it's not too bad. I'm just going to keep mixing it as much as I can. And then we're just about to add we're going to melt the white chocolate first in the saucepan. So I'm going to swap over to that. I'm going to grab my white chocolate. Now this stuff melts pretty quickly, so I'd probably just focus on that by itself when you are doing it rather than multitasking. Now you can do this with double boiling, but I'm not. I'm just going to put it straight into the saucepan today. So I'm just going to swap the camera over now. I'm just going to break up the pieces. You can just snap them with your fingers, or you can chop them up on a chopping board. So I'm just going to put that all together. And it starts melting quite quickly. This is very hard with one end. Alright, I'm just going to melt this and show you the final product. So this is pretty much all melted now. So while this is hot, I'm just going to add it to the other icing mixture. Right, so I've got my icing mixture here. So I'm just going to scoop all the chocolate out of the saucepan, and I'm going to just put that straight into the mixture. Alright, and I'm going to just mix this all together. It's pretty white and creamy like this. Try and get it as fluffy as you can. If you are using an electric mixer, you can just beat this for about 1 to 2 minutes or until it's nice and fluffy, but I'm just going to keep mixing this with my hands and get it as fluffy as I can in the meantime. Alright, now it's time to put the frosting mixture over the base. So I have just grabbed the base out of the fridge. Now it's not set or anything, doesn't need to be, but it should just be like a little bit cold and hard on the top. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pop our mixture. We're going to pour it straight over the base. Sorry, it's very hard to do this in view. I have no idea what I'm doing. Alrighty, so we're just going to spread it evenly over the base as best as you can. If you use an electric beater, just use a knife to spread it out into all of the corners. But if you just used your hand, it should basically like slowly soak into all corners, like so, or you can sort of see through there. So, well, I didn't do a very good job of making it even, but that's okay, homemade job. So now I'm just going to pop that into the fridge. We're going to leave it for about an hour and a half. Okay guys, so I've just taken this out of the freezer. This is what it looks like. So I did sprinkle some coconut just on the top before I put it into the fridge. And now I'm just going to cut a piece up and show you guys what it looks like. Final product. So yep, Roy and Alex are just going to give a taste test now.
Really good. Disgusting. Lee good.
Alright, thanks for watching my video today, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you do end up making it, good luck and see you in the next video.